It's 2:30 in the morning. Your father is asleep in a nursing home bed recovering from a broken back. A stranger walks into his room. Not a doctor, not a nurse, a contractor with a clipboard. They wake him up, tell him his insurance coverage ends today. He has to leave. His doctor says he needs 2 more weeks. The algorithm disagrees. 5 days later, he falls in his bathroom, alone. He doesn't survive. When families fight these denials in federal court, they win 90% of the time. 9 out of 10, the algorithm is wrong. But the company knows only 0.2% of people have the resources to fight. The system is designed for you to give up. Subscribe if you want to see who profits when the algorithm wins. That scenario I just described happened to Jackie Martin, 82 years old, March 2023. Broke his back, survived, got transferred to a nursing home for rehabilitation. His family visited every day, watched him learning to walk again. Then came the knock. At 2:30 a.m., the contractor told Jackie his coverage was ending, immediately. His doctor had recommended 2 more weeks of care. Didn't matter. The algorithm had decided. Jackie Martin was discharged that morning. 5 days later, he fell. He died from the injuries. The algorithm that kicked him out is called NH-Predict. It's owned by UnitedHealthcare, the largest health insurer in America. And here's what federal court documents revealed. When patients appeal these decisions and get them reviewed by actual judges, the algorithm is overturned 90% of the time. Published research in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association confirmed this. Internal documents showed executives knew. They kept using it anyway. Why? Because only 0.2% of patients fight back. The other 99.8% give up, pay out of pocket, or go home before they're ready, and hope for the best. The error isn't a bug, it's the business model. Most people think doctors decide whether patients stay in care. If you've watched this channel, you know better. We follow the money to find who profits when algorithms override physicians. Now let me show you what happens when this same logic hits your home. Meet Rian Nguyen. She owns a house in a predominantly black neighborhood in Illinois. In 2022, a storm damaged her roof. Same storm that hit her neighbor's house 3 blocks away. Same damage. Both had State Farm insurance. Both filed claims the same week. Her white neighbor got his claim processed in 3 weeks. Check arrived, roof fixed, done. Rian Nguyen waited 3 months. State Farm kept requesting additional paperwork, photos from different angles, contractor estimates, proof of maintenance, documentation her neighbor never had to provide. By the time her claim finally got approved, water had been seeping through her ceiling for 12 weeks. The $5,000 roof repair became a $15,000 disaster. But here's what the delay actually cost her. 12 weeks of water damage doesn't just ruin drywall. Mold grows, spreads into ventilation systems, into insulation. Her kids were breathing it. Her family was living in a house that was slowly making them sick, while State Farm asked for 1 more document. This wasn't bad luck. This was algorithmic discrimination. And we know, because Rian Nguyen became the named plaintiff in a federal class action lawsuit, Husky versus State Farm. The discovery documents revealed exactly how State Farm systems work. The lawsuit surveyed 799 homeowners with State Farm policies. White policyholders were 33% more likely to have claims processed in under 1 month. Black policyholders were 39% more likely to be asked for extra paperwork. The algorithm doesn't use race directly. It doesn't have to. Your zip code. Due to decades of segregation, zip codes correlate with race. The algorithm knows your address. That's enough. Your device type. Budget Android versus iPhone. Income signals that correlate with race. Your social network composition. Who you're connected to online reflects real-world segregation. The algorithm maps these communities. None of these variables mention race, but machine learning trained on historical data learns these patterns automatically. It optimizes for profit, and profit means delaying claims from people least likely to complain or switch providers. Research shows predominantly black neighborhoods have fewer insurance alternatives. The algorithm learns this. It exploits it. This is redlining, 2025. No paper trail, no explicit language, just algorithms perpetuating discrimination, while generating quarterly reports showing improved efficiency metrics. Rian Wynn's case is ongoing. Even if she wins, State Farm will pay a settlement and keep using similar systems with minor modifications. Because the fundamental problem isn't one company, it's the entire industry. Let me explain exactly how the profit works. The insurance industry has a term. For when they pay claims they actually owe, they call it leakage. That's the actual word. When you win an appeal, and they have to pay for your mother's nursing care, that's not justice in their vocabulary. That's leakage. Money leaking out of their quarterly earnings. Allstate publicly targets less than 5% claims leakage. Progressive targets less than 1%. These are their goals. Minimize the money that leaks out to sick people. And the money they spend on your actual health care, the industry calls that medical loss. Medical loss. Your chemotherapy is a loss. Your father's rehabilitation is a loss. Every dollar spent keeping you alive is a dollar lost. That's how they think about you. Now here's how the algorithm enforces it. The lock-in class action against UnitedHealth forced them to produce internal communications. Those documents revealed something specific. Navi Health, the company that runs the algorithm, set a target for 2023. Case managers had to keep patient stays within 1% of what the algorithm predicted. 1%. If your father's stroke recovery took 21 days, instead of the algorithm's predicted 20, someone's job was on the line. In 2022, the target was 3%. They tightened it, made the algorithm's word more absolute. A former Navi Health case manager named Amber Lynch told investigators what it was like. By the end of my time there, I realized I'm not an advocate. I'm just a moneymaker for this company. It's all about money and data points. It takes the dignity out of the patient. She was fired. The business model is straightforward. Medicare pays UnitedHealth a fixed amount per patient. UnitedHealth keeps whatever they don't spend on actual care. If they can reduce care costs by systematically denying necessary treatment, they increase margins. The algorithm optimizes for this, not for patient outcomes, for denial rates. That timing mechanism Jackie Martin experienced, the 2:30 a.m. visit, not random. The algorithm tracks length of stay against profit targets. In real time, when continued care becomes unprofitable, the system triggers termination. Contractors show up whenever the timer expires. And the regulatory oversight that should prevent this? The FTC banned Rite Aid from using facial recognition for 5 years because it misidentified customers by race. But UnitedHealth's algorithm that causes patient deaths, 90% court loss rate, executives who knew and continued anyway, no action. State Farm's discrimination, documented disparate impact, no action. The pattern is consistent. The FTC occasionally prosecutes retail companies when violations become too visible, but insurance, healthcare, the industries generating billions from algorithmic exploitation, they look the other way. I want to stop here for a second. If you've been through this, if you've sat in a hospital room, trying to explain to someone with a clipboard why your mother needs more time, I need you to know something. You are fighting a system designed to exhaust you. The paperwork, the appeals, the holds, that's not bureaucratic incompetence. That's the product working as intended. The algorithms count on you running out of time, money, or hope before you reach a courtroom. You didn't fail. The system did what it was built to do. If you know someone dealing with insurance denials, if you have parents in nursing homes, family fighting claims, send them this video. These aren't bureaucratic mistakes. These are systems built by people who understand exactly what they're doing. Share this before someone you love has to learn how it works the hard way. So what can you actually recognize? Individual awareness doesn't fix systemic problems, but it helps you understand what's happening when it happens to you. Pattern 1. Premature discharge despite doctor disagreement. If your doctor says stay, but insurance says go, that's the algorithm overriding medical judgment. Ask for specific criteria. Request the evidentiary basis in writing. Make them document why a computer disagrees with a physician. Pattern 2. Excessive documentation requests. If you're asked for substantially more paperwork than expected, especially if you live in a minority neighborhood, that's potential algorithmic discrimination. Document everything. Note every request and when it came. Compare with others who filed similar claims. Disparate treatment creates legal liability. Pattern 3. Unexplained premium increases. If your premiums spike, and the company can't explain why based on your individual risk, that's potential proxy discrimination. Request detailed explanation of rating factors. Ask what variables the algorithm used. Companies must disclose this under state insurance regulations. Pattern 4. Instant denials with generic language. If your claim gets denied within hours using boilerplate medical necessity language, that's likely algorithmic. Ask whether a licensed physician actually reviewed your case. Request credentials and specific medical basis. The key insight. When algorithms make life and death decisions with 90% court loss rates and 0.2% override rates, the error isn't malfunction. It's margin optimization. The algorithm works exactly as intended. Deny care, because denying care is profitable. Discriminate, because discrimination is profitable. Let some people die, because preventing those deaths costs more than the lawsuits. Recognizing these patterns won't fix the system, but understanding what's happening shifts the blame where it belongs. On executives who deployed these systems, knowing the outcomes. On regulators who could stop it, but chose not to. Not on you, for failing to navigate a game designed for you to lose. Let me tell you what I've learned watching these systems from the financial side. The insurance industry doesn't talk about error rates. They talk about leakage tolerance. How much money can leak out to legitimate claims before it hurts the quarter? They don't talk about denied care. They talk about length of stay optimization. How many days can they shave off recovery before the lawsuits outweigh the savings? I've seen how the quarterly reviews work. Nobody in those rooms says, let's deny sick people care. They say, let's reduce medical loss ratio by 3 points. They say, let's tighten the variance target from 3% to 1%. The language is clean. The spreadsheets are clean. The outcomes are people like Jackie Martin, falling in bathrooms at 4 a.m. because an algorithm decided his recovery wasn't worth the cost. Right now, somewhere in America, another contractor is walking down another hallway. Another family is about to get a call that their father fell. And somewhere in a corporate office, someone is looking at a dashboard, showing that care termination efficiency improved by 0.5% this quarter. The lawsuits are ongoing. The Senate is investigating. But the algorithms are still running, still learning, still optimizing. So share this video, because the only thing that's ever forced them to stop is when the story got too big to bury.